Hello, in this lecture I will explain chapter 9 from the great poem The Night in the Panther Skin. The title of chapter 9 is The Letter Written by NESTAN-DAREDJAN to her beloved Tariel, and that letter written by NESTAN-DAREDJAN when she was in the captivity of the demons, and that was actually her second abduction, because the first abduction was by the Indian kidnappers, and she was rescued by Patman from the first abduction. Now she held by the Kajis, the demons, that held her in a tower, in a castle, a long tower, in the top of the long tower. And actually she wrote the letter to her beloved Tariel from that tower, from her captivity. So I will read stanza number 1292. Now when she sobbing, crying, writes to her beloved. Actually Nestan wrote the letter while she was sobbing and crying. The second line of stanza 1292 is, by the tears of those who burn it in the fire of the flame of his love for her, the pain fades. The meaning of the second line is that Nestan's tears caused Tariel's flames to fade. The third line, she wrote a letter that penetrates the hearts of those who hear its contents. The meaning of the line 3 is that Nestan wrote a very moving letter that touches the hearts of those who read its content. The fourth line of stanza 1292 is, she splits the rose, then the transparent crystal appears. She splits the rose, that is to say, opens her mouth, and then the transparent crystal appears. So actually there are two images in this line. The first image is Nestan's mouth that resembles to a rose, and the second image is of Nestan's teeth that resembles to a transparent crystal. So the meaning of the line is that she opens her mouth, and when she opens her mouth, her teeth appears, and it's written that she splits the rose, that is to say, opens her mouth, then the transparent crystal appears, that is to say, her teeth, that is like the clear crystal, appears. Stanza number 1293. Oh, my love, this letter I sent to you, it's my handiwork. Nestan says to her beloved that the letter she wrote was done by herself only, without any help from others. The second line of stanza 1293 is, I used my body as a stylus, and as a ink I used the tears I had shed. So there are two images in this line. The first image is the stylus that resembles to Nestan's body, And the second image is the ink that resembles to the tears that she shed when she wrote the letter. Okay? The third line is, as a paper, I glued your art even to my art. So, the third image in stanza number 1293 is the paper on which she wrote the letter. That paper is resembles to the glued arts of her and her beloved Tariel. The meaning of the third line is that the letter I sent was written from the bottom of my heart. Okay? The fourth line of stanza 1293 is, "Oh art, black and sad art, you are bound, may you remain bound forever to his art." So Nestan's wish is that her art will always be bound to her lover's art, Tariel. She also mentions that her art is black and sad. That is because of all her troubles that she underwent during her miserable life. She was abducted twice. The first time was the abduction by the Indians, and the second abduction is by the demons. Okay? Stanza number 1294. Do you see, my love, what deeds the fate is doing? No matter how much sunlight the sun brings down on us, for me it's always dark. So because of my bad luck, I always sad and depressed. That is the meaning of the second line. The third line of stanza 1294 is, the wise know it, and therefore they despise it. For them, fate is contemptible. So the meaning of the line 3 in stanza 1294 is, because of the fact that the wise people are familiar with fate, they hate it. Okay? Line number 4 in stanza 1294. My life without you, oh my, how hard it is. The Stan says that she cannot live without her beloved Tariel. Stanza number 1295. Do you see, my love, how fate and damned time separated us? So Nestan put the blame of their separation on the fate. Okay, the second line of stanza 1295 is, I'm not happy to see you anymore, my dear. The third line of stanza 1295 is, what can the art worshipped by you really do without you? And the meaning of that line is that I would worship you as long as we were together. Now my life is worth nothing. Okay? Because she is in the captivity of the demons, and she is far from her beloved Tariel. The fourth line of stanza 1295 is, a secret thought will reveal to you the Eden. That is to say, the place where the demons hide me. So one can ask why is Nestan's place of captivity Eden? After all, in stanza 1300, she tells her lover Tariel that she is being held in a high castle. So we should know, everyone should know where is the castle, why it is Eden. In my opinion, it is possible that there are many fortified castles in the land of the demons, in the country of the demons, so it is not possible to know in which castle Nestan is being held captive. Okay? Stanza number 1296. By your son, until now I thought you were dead. So Nestan says to her beloved Tariel that I swear on your life that until now I thought you were dead. The second line of stanza 1296 is, as for me, I thought my life and all my resources were spent. The meaning of the second line is that as long as I thought you were dead, my life was a life of sadness and depression. The third line of stanza 1296. Now when I hear news from you, I praise the Creator and glorify Him. The meaning of the third line is that now that I know that you are alive, I am grateful to God. The fourth line of stanza 1296 is all my troubles are equal to the joy associated with knowing that you are alive. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1296 is that Nestan loves Tariel so much, so she says that all the troubles she had in her life up until now are worth the one and the only knowledge that Tariel is alive. Okay, so that is how much he loves Tariel. Stanza number 1297. Your life is enough for me so that my heart will be filled with hope. The meaning of the first line is that the knowledge that you are alive makes me happy and strong. Okay, that's what Nestan wrote to her beloved Tariel. The second line is a heart so wounded and burned. So Nestan's heart is black and sad because all the troubles that she underwent during her life. The third line of stanza 1227 is think of me, remember me as a person lost to you. The fourth line of stanza 1297 is I sit and take care of the love I planted. The meaning of the fourth line is that the only thing that left to me to do is to think about our great love. Because she is in the captivity of the Kajis and she cannot do anything else. Okay, stanza number 1298. I have no ability to express my story on my own. The meaning of the first line is that the story about me is so adventurous, full of hardships and so exciting that I cannot tell it myself. The second line of stanza 1298 is my tongue gets tired. No one will believe what his ears have heard. The third line of stanza 1298 is Patman saved me from the Indian kidnappers. May God protect her. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1228 is, in my first kidnapping by the Indians, Patman was the one who saved me from them. May God save her from all trouble and distress and from all harm and illness. Okay, the fourth line in stanza 1298 is, now once again the cruel fate did what it saw fit to do. The meaning of this line is that now cruel fate has done what is expected of it. Okay, stanza number 1299. Fate has now added more sorrow to my present troubles. The second line is, my bad luck was not satisfied with the already existing suffering, which consisted of many pains. The meaning of the second line is that the cruel fate was not satisfied with the trouble and suffering it had cost me until now. The third line is, and again he delivered me into the hands of sorcerers whom it is difficult to fight. The meaning of the third line is that it is impossible to rescue me. That is what the stanza says. It says that it's impossible to rescue me from the captivity because of the fact that the demons are very strong fighters. Okay? And the fourth line is, fate has cost us, my love, all the troubles that have befallen us. The meaning of the fourth line is that again Nestan blames the fate for all the troubles that they have. Tariel himself also suffers and cries and sobs all the time since he killed the tigress he loved, since he killed the tigress he loved so much, when his intention was to save her from the aggressive lion, and she didn't stop eating and scratching him with her palms until finally he was forced to eat her, and this eat caused her death. And since that tragic event, he has not stopped crying and sobbing and grieving for the death of the tigress, and for her death he turned her skin into a coat that he always wears, so that the tigress always remains in his heart and soul until the day he dies. The tigress in the poem is so important that it is the name of the poem, The Night in the Panther Skin. The panther is the tiger, the tigress, so that it is the name of the poem about the knight who wears the skin of the tigress he killed because the tigress's face resembles the face of the lover of the hero of the poem, Tariel. Okay, and now Tariel's grief is double. He mourns both the death of the tigress and the capture of his beloved by the demons. Stanza number 1300. I sit in a castle so high that my eyes can barely see the ground. The meaning of the second line is that the castle where I am held captive by the demons is so high that when I look down I can barely see the ground. The second line of stanza 1300 is that the entrance to the tower is through a closed tunnel, above which there are guards. The meaning of the second line is that the only entrance to the tower is through a closed tunnel, and the third line of stanza 1300 is day and night guards secure the tunnel and wait for their turn in their watch. The meaning of the third line is that the guards secure the entrance to the tunnel 24 hours a day and are very eager to start their shift. The fourth line of stanza 1300 is they will kill those who try to enter the tower through the tunnel like fire, they will envelop them. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1300 is that they will eliminate anyone, the guards will eliminate anyone who tries to enter the tunnel to free NESTAN. To free NESTAN from the captivity in which he is held in the top of the tower. Stanza 1301. Do you think that those men are the kind of warriors you have destroyed before? The meaning of the first line of stanza 1301 is that don't think the demons are the kind of warriors you have destroyed before, because they are much stronger. Okay, the second line of stanza 1301, don't destroy me with troubles worse than the present troubles. The third line of stanza 1301, if I see you dead, I will burn like straw in a flame. The meaning of the third line is that if you die during the fight against the demons, then I will burn like a straw in the flame. And the fourth line of stanza 1301 is since I am separated from you, give up on me with the heart harder than a rock. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1301 is that because of the fact that I cannot be rescued from the captivity of the demons, so give up on me wholeheartedly. Okay, stanza number 1302. My beloved, don't lament over me with such grief. So the meaning of the first line of stanza 1302 is stop grieving for me. The second line of stanza 1302 is tell me, is there another person for me with the shape of the aloe tree? The meaning of the actually in the second line there is an image. Tariel resembles to aloe tree. Okay, and Tariel is described in the poem as a very handsome knight. The third line of stanza 1302 is life without you is meaningless to me, and from now on I should be full of regret. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1302 is that I cannot live without you. The fourth line of stanza 1302 is either I throw myself off the rock or stab myself with a knife. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1302 is if I hear about your death, I commit suicide, either by throwing myself on the rocks or by stabbing myself with a knife. Okay, stanza number 1303. Without you, the sun, I, your moon, will fall, and it will be impossible to save me. So there are two images in line 1. The first image is of Tariel that resembles to the sun, and the second image is of the sun that resembles to the moon. The meaning of the first line is that NESTAN will die without her lover Tariel. The second line of stanza 1303 is, with you on the other hand, I will not fall nor stumble, although 3 suns shine near me. So she says that on the other hand, with you I will never fall, and no one can beat me, even though that I am surrounded by enemies. Okay, in this line there is an image. NESTAN's enemies resemble to the 3 suns. Okay, so the third line of stanza 1303, here I would crash down, the big rocks are very close to me. The fourth line of stanza 1303 is, to you I will dedicate my soul, I may be given wings in the sky, and I will reach the company of the souls of the righteous. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1303 is that NESTAN says that she will dedicate her soul to her beloved Tariel, and her wish is to be given wings in order to reach the souls of the righteous. Okay, stanza 1303, beseech God, maybe he will deliver me from the troubles of the world. So the meaning of the first line of stanza 1304 is that NESTAN asks her beloved Tariel that he pray to God in order to be saved from all her troubles. Okay, the second line of stanza 1304 is that, and from the union with the water, earth and air. The meaning of the second line is that, and also she asked her lover Tariel to pray to God to be saved from union with fire, water, earth and air. The third line of stanza 1304 is, let him give me wings and I will fly, I will achieve my desire. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1304 is that NESTAN's wish is to be given wings in order to be saved from her troubles on earth, and in order to be close to the righteous. Line 4, day and night I will look at the rays of the sun, flashing in a splendor. So in the meaning of the fourth line is that there is an, first of all, there is an image in the fourth line. The face of Tariel is resembles to the rays of the sun. So the meaning of the fourth line is that Nestan wants to be rescued from her captivity, although it is almost impossible. So he wants to be rescued from her captivity and to look always at her lover's face. Okay. Stanza number 1305. The sun is missing one of its components without you. The meaning of the first line of stanza 1305 is that Nestan tells her lover Tariel that the sun is incomplete without him. The second line of stanza 1305 is that you are one of the planets of the sun and not something that the sun rejects. The meaning of the second line of stanza 1305 is that there is an actually, first of all, okay, Tariel resembles to the planets that orbits around the sun. And also there is an image in the second line. Tariel resembles to the planets that orbits around the sun. Okay. The third line of stanza 1305 is that I will see you, I will compare you to the sun, and you will illuminate my dark heart. So the meaning of the third line of stanza 1305 is that Nestan's wish is to be rescued from her captivity, although that is almost impossible. Okay, and then first of all, you want to be rescued from her captivity, and then to see Tariel in order for Tariel to light her dark heart. Okay, the fourth line of stanza 1405 is, if my life was bitter, at least my death will be sweet. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1305 is that Nestan wishes that at least her death would be easy after suffering so much during her life. Okay. Stanza number 1306. Death is no longer severe for me because I dedicate my soul to you. The meaning of the first line of stanza 1306 is that Nestan says that even death is no longer difficult for her because she dedicates her soul to her beloved Tariel. The second line of stanza 1306, but I placed your love in my heart and there it rested. The third line of 1306 is, when I think about parting with you, a wound is added to the existing wound. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1306 is that Nestan says that every time I think about breaking up with you, I start to suffer from feelings of depression and despair. The fourth line of stanza 1306 is, don't cry and don't mourn for me, oh my beloved and evil, and oh my beloved, oh my beloved one. Okay, stanza number 1307. Go to the land of India to my father. So Nestan asks her lover Tariel to go to her father Parsedan who is the king of the seventh kingdom of India. The second line of 1307 is surrounded by enemies on every side. The meaning of the second line is the Stan requests from her lover Tariel. He requested from her lover Tariel to help him fight, to help her father Parsedan to fight against the enemies who surround and besiege his kingdom. Okay, the third line of stanza 1307 is comfort his heart that suffers from separation from me in old age. So the meaning of the third line of stanza 1307 is that NESTAN asks her beloved Tariel to encourage her father because he is sad, because NESTAN was taken captive by the demons. The fourth line of stanza 1307 is think that I am crying for you with tears that cannot be dried. The meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1307 is that I shed so many tears for you that they cannot be dried. Stanza number 1308, everything I complained against my fate, that's enough complaint. The second line is know this, that true justice always comes from the heart and enters directly into the heart of the one who hears it. The third line of stanza 1308 is for your sake I am ready to die and be prey of crows. So the meaning of the third line is that I am even ready to die for you. The fourth line of stanza 1308, but as long as I live I will cry and suffer enough for you too. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1308 is that but as long as I live I will not stop crying and suffering for you. Okay, stanza number 1309. Know the symbol of our eternal love, the scarf which was yours. The meaning of the first line in stanza 1309 is that the symbol of dear love is the scarf that belongs to Tariel. The second line of stanza 1309, from one end I cut a strip, oh my love. So the meaning of the second line is that NESTAN cut a small piece of the scarf and attached it to the letters she sent to her beloved Tariel. The third line of stanza 1309 is this, that is to say the scarf is all I have left in place of this great hope. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1309 is that the only thing that is left from dear love is the scarf. And the fourth line of stanza 1309 is the seven wheels of heaven turned against us in fury. The meaning of the fourth line is that NESTAN says to our beloved Tariel that we are suffering so much because God is angry on us. Stanza number 1310. When she finished writing the letter she wrote to her lover, the second line, she cut the fringe from the above scarf. The meaning of the second line of stanza 1310 is that, as I have already said, NESTAN cut a small piece of the scarf and attached it to the letter she sent to her beloved Tariel. Okay, line number 3 in stanza 1310, showing ahead the thick and long hairs of her hair made her more handsome. The meaning of the third line of stanza 1310 is that Nestan's thick and long hair makes her very beautiful. Okay, and the fourth and last line of stanza 1310 is the smell that emanates from her body, which is similar to the cypress tree, reaches the hairs of her head. So the meaning of the fourth line of stanza 1310 is that there is the smell of her body resembles to the smell of the cypress tree. Or the meaning of this line is actually that the smell from her body reaches to the hairs of her head. Okay, and actually in the fourth line there is an image. In this line, the smell of her body resembles to the smell of the cypress tree. Okay, so that was the chapter 9 from the great poem The Night in the Panther Skin, in which NESTAN-DAREDJAN, Tariel's beloved, sent a letter to her beloved Tariel from her captivity by the Kajis, by the demons. Okay, thank you very much.